Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough with various win for the Cajon Resorts with standard pin in the Fire and Lights 9-hole cup. Before we take a closer look at all the content in this playthrough, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. The free 7-day trial is active on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. You can try out our guides for free in expert and master division and see for yourself how that will improve your game. You can scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy. If you're looking for more free content, elevations, you name it, that's something for everyone for free, then you go to golfclashtommy.com. You have a link to our website in the description down below. Make sure to bookmark that because there is loads and loads of free content for you to use. Info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type we suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. On hole number 1, we're going to play on the left-hand side always. It doesn't matter what wind we are having, because from the left-hand side we have a more open line towards the pin. Due to that, you see that dolphin bunker that I like to call it on the right-hand side. We are going to set the red ring by the rough line. We are pushing this drive as hard as we feel that we can, because there will always be risks, especially when we do have the bunker on the right and the top left bunker as well, that we could get close to the close or roll into the rough if we are not making a correct drive. Max plus 20 for the adjustment. You can see that I'm using a standard Kingslayer, and the ball rolls nicely down and sits close to the rough, but I mean, we're still safely on the fairway. 348 yards. On the second shot, we are going to play with a long iron. Here you can play with a Grizzly as well if you do not have the B52 level 7 or better. The reason I say that is because we do want to have a good ball guideline. My intention with this type of play is to either land on the fringe, but as we are close to the max line and it would require us to use a lot of backspin, I've decided to go more left, try to find a spot that I do like, and then applying spins from there so the ball guideline goes one green square through the hole. Not an ultimate spot, but still a spot that is something we can work with. Adjust is no elevation, and then it's going to be true club. So here we're going to be somewhere around 60% of our club. Obviously, if you do want to add on and counteract for the wind push, you're going to have to either add on slider or you have to add on elevation. Otherwise, you will most likely do what I'm doing in the video and to miss left. No matter what though, this is an eagle chance where laying up is always going to be a bit tougher than if you would be having a tailwind. Because in a tailwind, we are going to send it. Hole number 7, this is a sand bump that we're gonna play. This is a weird wind. I was trying to play an NNT first, but the trees are messing up the view many of the time. So what we're doing is we're adding all the top spin with QB and 4 left spin. P0 max rest. And once we have found that spot, we are swapping to the rock, and then you can keep the P0 ball if you would like, or you can swap to any other P0 plus, side spin 4 plus, wind 5 ball. Adjust 1 to 1, pulling from the white ring. This is like in between 2 angles where I'm kind of deciding for, okay, should I be going with no tweak, or should I be going 1 click of left? I go no tweak here, so I'm doing a circle drop over power as per default and then tweaking from there. Perfect ball it is. And we bounce into the sand and we roll down the green, dropping nicely for a hole in 1. Have in mind that I've been hitting great left and great right and still roll out from the sand. You do have actually quite a bit of margin, so it looks scarier than what it is. I believe this is a solid chance for a hole in 1 on a tough wind on a tough par 3. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. On hole number 3, we are going to utilize this tailwind, and sure, you can use a ball that you can technically send this one try to get close to the green. But I personally don't feel that's the way I want to do, because if you do get into the rough or in the sand by the green, which is a very likely outcome, then that's going to be a hard save from there. What I like to do though is to still use the tailwind with a power 5 ball. Playing with a luminary here as example. I do adjust max plus 20, and then I'm pushing up a certain amount of rings depending on wind angle and wind strength, and then applying outside wall right curl with max overpower. A great ball here is still okay, but obviously a perfect is to be suggested. We do want to get this ball as far up the fairway possible without obviously risking rolling into the rough on the right, because instead of laying up for a wood club, which is the normal way of playing this hole, or at least that's the way we are playing in more or less every wind angle besides tailwind, then we do want to have at least a long iron towards the pin. So you can see here now that we're attacking via a pin check. We are going to go for a rough bump. Again, this is the natural way of playing in Master. We are trying to utilize the rough where we can, because in the end though, we do want to minimize the effect by the wind after the first bounce. And doing a rough bump, that's what we're doing, because you can see here how small that first bounce is compared to if we would be bouncing on the fairway. And this rough, to be fair, is very large and shall be a lot for missing that one. No elevation, as we don't need as much adjust, due to, you can see here now that even though the pin stands on a lower ground, we still are not really playing this one as any downhill elevation. Comes in right of the pin, needed less adjust, but again, it was an all by feel adjustment. The rough bump here, in my opinion, is the best way to go. On hole number 4, we are starting with a power 5 ball and preferably a sniper and a grizzly. Now I do have the sniper and the B52, which is not really what I want. We are going to be with our target at the min line. We're looking for the ball guideline to go through the hole. It's a little bit glitchy there, so make sure to find the right spot. But again, if you do have the grizzly, it's going to be so much easier, because having the B52 makes for no firm ball guideline. Once we have found that spot with our sniper, we're swapping to our cat bag. The reason for that is that we do not want to pull into max club with our sniper, and also allow us to pull just one time, meaning that we don't want to pull more than 10 rings. Max plus a 30, and in this wind angle I'm using 2 clicks of right curl. What you need to have in mind though is, like, I'm following an old guide page for this hole. That's why I'm doing some wind angle tweaks. I'm just following that to the T. And you see we have nice bounces, roll down onto the green and dropping nicely for an hole in one. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guides for the Fire and Light 9-hole Cup Expert and Master Division. Now, with the 7-day free trial, you can sign up for the free trial and get access to the 9-hole Cup for free. Try out the guides and see if that's something for you. Scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy and look for the packages that do have the free 7-day trial activated. If you do have any questions about that, you can always email support@golfclashtommy.com or shoot any of us a message on Messenger or on Telegram. So again, scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy to try out the best guides on the market for free. On the drive here on hole number 1, we are going to start at max P1 rest with the rock and the white ring by the rough line. 4 top spin, 1 right spin. Swap to a poke and sniper bag. Adjust max plus 20 P0, which is 1-to-1 with a poke 8. What we're gonna do is that we're gonna adjust and we're gonna do circle drop, just before circle drop overpower. We're looking to get the drive to around 347 or 348. This drive has been extremely consistent with the drive distance, which obviously allows for good look at the second shot, because that is what I value on such an elevated hole like this, if we can get the drive in the correct spot more or less every time, that's going to be very helpful for the approach. On the second shot, we're doing a pin check, and we are adding all the top spin and 3 right spin. Yes, we are going for a sand bump. The only focus point I have here now is to have the ball guideline 2 green squared, like 2 and a click green square through the hole. So ball guideline just over 2 green squares and just through the hole. This is the yellow angle. We're just gonna call for 1 click of overpower. I'm looking at the far distance to where the sand meets the water, like the first piece of sand on the first big rock island is what I'm looking for. 1 click of overpower is what I'm using here. Adjust is from +1 and +2, 1 to 1 plus 0.5. You can see we land nicely into the sand, comes in with good speed and rolling dead center for the eagle here on hole number 1. Get our guide, new season and everything for Pro Expert and Master Division. Sign up through the QR code or the link in the description down below. On the drive here on hole number 3, this drive has been tested and verified for all the tweaks that I'm going to explain here in the video. Start at the max P3 rest, red ring by the rough line with a POC 8. A POC 8 and a POC 7 is going to play with all the top spin and 0.8 left spin. Adjustment is going to be max +20 P0, 1 to 1 with a POC 8. Push up is going to be 4. A POC 7, we're pushing up 2 yards always. For a POC 6, we're pushing up 10 yards always. And that's going to be the same for Apocalypse level 5. However though, the twist with a POC 5 to be able to get to the same spot, because a POC 5 obviously have 5.8 topspin. So what we're going to do is that you're going to do the full procedure with a POC 5, set it up, make the adjustment, push up. But after you have pushed up, you're going to swap to the extra mile, level 9. And then you're going to set the spins, because the extra mile level 9 is going to give you the possibility of play with 7 topspin, gonna get you the possibility to play with the topspin that we do want to have. So follow the instructions with extra mile level 9 in the guide, and then you will get yourself to a nice distance. Second shot, we're going to play with our Cataclysm. Here using 2 right spin and 4 top spin always. We're looking to have the inner ring to be by the rough line with Cat 7 and Cat 8. Ball guideline through the hole. Cat 5 and Cat 6 will still have a ball guideline due to that we're playing a rough bump, but you will have the inner ring slightly overlapping instead. Now, this is an adjustment that we have from +5 and +6. We are going to play with 84% slider, and we are using no elevation, P4 numbers. Center the ball and hit perfect. Obviously follow the wind angle tweaks on the second shot for the best effect. And once we do hit the rough, you can see here that we land nicely. We can hit a great right, we can hit a great left, and with a perfect we do have a good chance for a drop. Get our guide, new season and everything, and patreon.com/golfclashtommy, scan the QR code or use the link in the description. Hole number 7 in headwind, we are forced to play on the right hand side. If we do have a tailwind or a crosswind, we are going to play over the left hand side, going for a short iron or a long iron. But in a headwind, we're going to have to lay up, and this is going to be a sniper play from distance. QB at max P3 rest is to find a solid landing spot. It's very common to do so, especially in Master Division. Changing to a POC and sniper bag this to not pull into max club, and using 6 topspin and 1 right spin. Circle drop overpower with half a ball of right curl. Sure, I do hit a great left, but you can see here now that we're still fine. Perfect and great right is obviously still fine. This is a drive that we need to value consistency. What I mean with that is there is a glitch roll as well, and we need to design the drive so we either make sure to get the glitch roll all the time, or we'll make sure to get the glitch roll none of the times. If we're getting it sometimes, then that's going to be very difficult for us to then dial in this shot from distance. Now, we are going to make a pin check here per default. I mainly do this even though I'm in general practice, just to have a little read once we do get into the tournament as well. One backspin and one right spin in the ring to be by the edge of the rough line, ball guideline through the hole. You can see that the ball guideline going plenty through the hole, and the reason for that is that we do have a headwind and it will compress the ball guideline, so if we leave it shorter, we are going to come in short. 10% elevation and true club slider, we are playing like approximately 85 to 90% of our club here, and we hit perfect, bounce into the rough, and rolls up onto the green, dropping dead center for the eagle here in 7. But like I said in the beginning, if you do have a crosswind or a tailwind, then we're going to play on the left hand side and lay up for a short iron. If we do have a headwind, we're going to play on the right hand side, like here in the video. For hole number 8, this is a very tough par 3, and there will be very few people that are dropping this one on a consistent basis. Here you can either decide to go for like a play like this, or you can go for some type of a backspin play. I would say like this: if I do have a crosswind or I do have a tailwind, I'm going to bounce similar to this. If I do have a headwind, I'm going to use the backspin and go above the bunker instead. That's at least my initial plan. Adjust max plus 40. Again, that adjustment will differ massively depending on what type of design you are doing or following on this par 3. Using one top spin here and one left spin. The left spin is perfect to counteract the wind, but the one top spin is a little bit too little. And as you can see here, if we would be having like 1.5, 1.8 top spin, that would definitely be sniffing the hole. I did not spend much time on this one in general practice. I wanted to just show you and explain to you the way I'm thinking on this tough par 3, which I consider to be one of the tougher par 3s to be consistent with in the whole game. On the drive here on hole number 5, option number 1, we're stretching out to max with the white ring to be by the rough line. Then we're adding spins, which is 5.5 top spin and 3 left spin. Now, once you've found that spot with a P1 ball, has to be said as well, you can either stay with a P1 ball or you swap to any P2, 3 or 4 ball, doesn't really matter. The more power you have, the slower the needle on the drive will be. P2 and better will be a completely slow needle. A P1 ball does have a little bit of a shaky needle, not much. Max overpower, and we're looking to get to around 390 to 396 yards. On the second shot, we are going to play with 3 left spin and 7 top spin as spin A. So we're setting that, we're moving past 7 and then back. Ball guideline to now with cat 7 and cat 8 to be 1 cup left of the cup, to put it accurately. Once we have found that spot, I'm zooming in like an absolute hero as well. We are respinning to 6 top spin. Again, hard spin, so we're moving past 6 and then back. Adjust, we are going to make an adjustment that is 50% slider, no elevation, P1 number, and that is from +3 and +4. Pulling from the clearing here as well. If you are inside the bunker, we're gonna do no tweak. If you are outside the bunker to the right, we're gonna do 1 left. Obviously, I mean, it sounds very simple, but if you happen to miss right, you most likely have too much 1201. Missing left, too much 1159. Ball bounces nicely into the rough, rolls down the green, and we're dropping this one right at pin for a beautiful albatross here in hole number 5. This is option number 1, a little bit aggressive as a great left on approach, may be the risk of missing the rough. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division with various win for the Fire and Lights 9-hole cup, a full 9 of the Cajon Resorts with the standard pins. As you can see in the top right corner, once again, we do have a free 7-day trial active on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. The registration is open until Wednesday, the 20th of September, so make sure to sign up and try out the Ultimate Tournament Text Guides for Expert and or Master Division for this 9-hole cup, but also for the upcoming 18-hole tournament qualifying round. Link is in the description down below, or you can scan the QR code that is here next beside me. Thank you once again for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you go, and I will see you in the next video.